Hi guys, it's Lo, Convo with Lo, open-minded conversations with dope-ass individuals. And today I got one dope-ass individual and I am so fucking hungry right now. So this is just in time. I have the edible dope chef.
The one and only.
Yes. So we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna get to know him. And yeah, I'm gonna eat some food.
Yeah, she gonna eat.
Yes.
Today.
Yes. And we made an agreement that if it's good, that I have to wear a chicken suit in fucking Halloween. So stay tuned to see.
The yellow chicken suit, not the white one.
You didn't like the white one?
The yellow one.
Okay, okay. So, hey, I ain't got no shame in my game. It is what it is. Stay tuned.
We about to see. That's what happened when edible dope. Edible dope chef.
Guys, we're gonna have it right down here.
Y'all see the reactions. These are real reactions. She's never had my food before.
And I'm really picky when it comes to taste.
Yeah.
And I usually do not, I'm gonna be very honest. I love chicken, but I'm really usually not a fan of chicken meatballs. But this tastes like chicken, like for real. Like it don't taste like, when you get chicken meatball, you be like, it don't really taste like chicken, but this tastes like some chicken.
That's because you're eating frozen meatballs. These are hand rolled, by the way. I don't do no frozen meatball. It tastes like glue or something.
Okay.
Yeah, real thing.
I'm gonna eat this.
Yeah.
This last bite here, and I'm gonna come back to it. Because Lord have mercy, y'all just don't want to watch me eat the whole time.
Should be like ate the whole bowl. I'm sitting right here.
Man, whew, if I don't finish this tonight, it's going for lunch tomorrow.
For sure. She definitely got enough for lunch, for sure.
And I got some questions for you.
Okay, let's go. I got some answers.
All right, let's get transparent up in here.
All right. What we talking about?
So, what first drew you to food and catering and chef? And was it a calling or was it a coincidence? Or both?
I mean, I guess it was a little bit of both. Because actually, the dream was never to be a chef. The dream was to play football. I had the football dream. Played from like 7 years old up until like freshman in high school. Then they started doing the no pass, no play, and I was kind of didn't like to go to class student. So ended up getting put out of football. So
you didn't love it that much, because if you loved it, you would have took your ass to class.
I guess so.
Sorry, I gotta be somebody's mama right now.
It's all good. She is you on her.
Yeah.
It's in you. But I used to like help. I used to like want to help in the kitchen as a kid. Like, let me drop the chicken in the grease. They wouldn't let me cut nothing up, but let me peel the greens or whatever. Let me do this, do that. Yeah, I was doing that, and then I always just had I always wanted to have a restaurant. Like if I made it to the league, I wanted to have a restaurant on the side. So after football, it was just like, okay, let me do culinary. Let me try to see what this cooking thing is about. And that's how I got into it. And,
wow, so after football didn't pan out,
yeah,
you were like, you know what? Okay. So it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So calling, coincidence.
Yeah. Because then we ended up I went to Duncanville High School, so they had a culinary program.
Really?
So my principals at the time, they got me into the culinary program. Just because they were trying to help me,
get in school.
Yeah, stop skipping and stuff like that. So, they got me in there. And
did it make you go to class and everything?
That was probably the only class I went.
So it seems like your heart was more into cooking than you thought it was, because if it was in the football, you would have been in class. Yeah. However, when it shifted over to cooking,
The crazy thing is, I never knew what like having a passion was. But it was one time at like a family gathering, probably Thanksgiving or something. My Uncle Peter, I was mixing up a cake or something. And he was like, man, is that your passion? Go ahead, do that. He was like, is that your passion? And do you love to do that? And no, he was like, is that your passion? I was like, what is a passion? What you mean? And he was like, it means like you love to do it, like you like to do that. And I was like, yeah, I like to do it. It made me feel good when I do it. He was like, so okay, that's what it means. He broke it down to me like that's what it means to have a passion. And so from then it was like, okay, so I guess I do love to do it. And I've just been doing it since then. I was like 16 at the time.
Wow. Yeah. What's your signature dish and what mood does it put people in?
My signature dish? I don't feel like I have one, but people would probably say how I make my nachos. I do fresh homemade chips, homemade cheese sauce. I make like a mango pico de gallo. You put the cilantro on there.
You have me at mango.
See, I'm telling you.
And homemade chips.
And then you do the chicken shrimp steak if you want all three on there. So it's loaded. And usually when I go out and I sell that or whatever, that's probably the number one. I know they was probably expecting something extravagant or whatever, but people, really like I don't want to say, regular, but
simple things.
The simple things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people like that, especially the time that goes in them because to make the chips and all that stuff. So.
And then to basically take a simple thing and make it, complex, because now because people, when they make nachos, you know what I mean, they're getting the chips from the store, they're getting the cheese in the can,
right?
And then the little block ground beef, all that kind of stuff. And that's about what nachos are.
Right.
But what you're doing is you're kind of deconstructing it and reinventing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's really creative,
Yeah. And I remember one time I didn't have time to make chips, and I bought some chips. And when I went and sold them, my regular people who came, they were like, "Don't do this again. Don't do this again. I don't care how late you get here. You need to make them chips."
There's a restaurant in Dallas that used to be so good back in the day. I'm not gonna say its name. And I went there just recently, and I don't know what they're doing with it. It's not the same. Not the same.
It's a few of them, so I couldn't even
Very famous restaurant. I'm not gonna say its name though.
Not tell me off camera.
Yeah, I'll definitely tell you. I'm very disappointed in them. But so tell me about your journey and how did you discover that this is what you're meant to do? Well, you already said that. Let's skip that question.
That's actually a good question because I really just realized that this is what I'm meant to do. And I've been doing this. I've had the business I'm actually in my 10th year right now. So last year, or probably maybe like 2 years ago, 2023, 2022, something like that, I just realized like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like I can't exactly remember the moment. It was more like a time period. It wasn't like a moment. It was more like a time period. And it was just like, man, I can really do this. I was selling to different people. I was doing different things, going to different places. And it was just like, man, people actually love what I do. So I said, yeah, I can do this for sure.
So was there a specific moment or like turning point where you were just like, I'm going to lock in with this craft? Because you've been doing it for 10 years. So when did you like officially lock in? Was that the moment where you locked in, or was it like, I'm locking in, I don't know, but along the path, clarity will come?
I'll say I locked in probably. Now, at that moment, it gave me a different level of focus and a different, I guess, approach, a different way of looking at things and approaching things. But when I say I locked in on I was going to do this business, it was probably like 2019. And actually,
when COVID started.
Right before COVID, because it was July 4th, that weekend, I was working at a popcorn factory. And they went out of business that weekend, and we all got laid off. And I was like, well, you know what? From here on out, I'm only going to do this. I'm going to focus on just doing the cooking. And I've been, I haven't had a job. I've had a job since then.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been able to, it's been hard, of course, but ups and downs, but.
You do it for the love of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that earlier. It was like, especially when you're just starting off, you know what I mean? Of course, you want to make money off of this. You're not just doing it for fun. But, when you start off, it's really going to take just the love for it to carry you.
Yeah, you got to love it for real. I tell anybody who comes and asks me how did I do it or whatever, I just say you gotta love doing it. If you don't, and this is probably cliche, if you don't want to get up and do it every day, then don't do it. And I get up and do this every day. Middle of the night, I be out late cooking on the corner at warehouses, all kind of stuff. I've been in Deep Ellum at 3, 4 in the morning when they shooting, and I'm out there selling. So, yeah, I love this. Yeah.
That's Green's passion, you know?
Yeah.
How has being a chef helped you understand yourself better emotionally, spiritually, or creatively?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess the people that I run into, like I come across a lot of different people, and I don't know, like people, I guess it's like the appreciation that people show, and then
how has that helped you understand you?
how did it help me understand me? Man.
I guess
That's a deep question.
It's a deep question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of a deep question. I gotta think for a second about that.
No, it's okay. It's editing.
How did it understand? How did it help me understand me?
I guess because as you grow older, you get to know yourself, you know? And I guess through your craft, how is like, what is it showing you about yourself? Like your determination, your resiliency?
Definitely discipline. Discipline.
It doesn't have to be
I don't know what the opposite of procrastination is. Like not to procrastinate, I guess.
Yeah.
Non-procrastinating.
Did it kind of show you that that's something that you struggle with and you have to like fight against?
Yeah, procrastinating, like when you know you got to get up early and you take that extra 15 minutes in the bed and it turn to 20 minutes. Yeah, I got that bad. And I've had like, you know, where when you're late for a party or something, and it's like, man, it's kind of a bad impression. But then even then when somebody understands, it's still like, man, I got to do better at getting here on time. So I had to start like, okay, I got to take those late nights.
Sorry.
No, you good. I got to take those late nights to be up late to get something ready, or I got to get up extra early, to start getting ready. So discipline for sure, and procrastination. Those two things, definitely.
Taught you about yourself.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Were there moments of when you had fear or self-doubt that made you want to just question your journey? And how did you push through?
Yeah, definitely had those moments. I've actually quit twice. I've quit this business twice. But both times it was literally somebody asking me to do a party and I just couldn't tell them no. And so the second time I did it, it was like, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not quitting again. I probably quit like 6 months both times before I got a call for a party or something. I was telling people, no, I'm not doing plates no more. I'm not doing this, but I got a call for a party. I said, okay. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. Make a little money and then get to do it. So after that second time, when I started back after that, it was like, okay.
No more playing.
No, I'm not stopping no more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all in.
No more playing with myself and my magic.
Right. Because it was like, it was meant to be.
It felt like destiny.
Yeah. Because it was nothing else I wanted to go do. I started back working, and then it was like at work, you know, just sitting around talking about, oh man, what do you do outside of this? And, you know, I'd be like, oh, I cook, whatever. Then people want to start ordering plates, start bringing plates to the job. And it's like, oh man, then one of them asked me, man, my baby having a baby, I need you to cater.
This is a good question right here. And now that you're talking about that.
Okay.
Do you think food has the power to shift someone's mood or mental state?
For sure.
And how have you seen that in your work?
Oh man, I've seen it both ways. I've seen where like somebody's in a terrible mood or they might have an attitude or something, and then you give them some food, like say late night when I be in Deep Ellum, and somebody, him and his girl might be mad at each other or whatever. They stop, get some food. You start talking to them. You give them, they start eating. Next thing you know, we all talking and laughing. They go home and they happy now. They feeling good. They not arguing no more. They laughing now. Mm-hmm. Or, it's like I said, somebody being drunk and giving them something to eat, letting them sit down. Because usually I always have like a chair, sober up. You give them something, here, eat this. This will sober you up. Then they're appreciative. They might give you a tip or something, just for that. Or even a homeless person who's like, man, you have anything with them? Mm-hmm. Might just throw them something together and just, here you go.
And now you've changed his whole...
He get to eat tonight. Yeah. He or she get to eat tonight. So, yeah, for sure.
It's really incredible.
Yeah.
And honorable. You know what I mean?
I try to do what I can when I can. I wish I could go out there and
just
hand everybody plates every day,
Or do the pay, what people are doing now is the pay what you can.
Yeah.
But that's, I don't know how anybody's like making, so yeah, do what you do. You know what I mean? You got to make your bread.
Yeah, you got to make your bread, but you got to, when you can, you help out.
This is going to be a fun little spicy question.
Let's do it.
Do you believe there's a psychological link between desire for food and sexual desire?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You said, is there a desirable...
Is there a psychological link between desire for food and sexual desire?
Yeah. Wait, explain that. Elaborate.
Yeah. So do you feel like food and sex and sexuality could go hand in hand? Like, say if you're having a date, mm-hmm. What is like the aphrodisiac that, or something that could, evoke specific feelings?
Aphrodisiac, honestly, something like raw oysters, something like that. Say if he was having like some scallop, really more like seafoods really do that. But like you said, more of an aphrodisiac, caviar or things like that.
What is something, does food do it for you? Have you ever eaten something and you're like, oh.
Probably, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, because I done ate some stuff and be like, yeah, shit, yeah. And especially if you're eating with somebody.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
a good meal, you know what I mean? Like,
a good meal will lead to some good times. Some good times. Hey, that's what, for sure. Yeah.
Can you describe your cooking style in 3 words?
3 words. Unique.
I gotta get it right. Y'all, like, I'm trying to behave right now and focus on him, but it keeps calling my name.
That's the edible dope. See,
bruh, like
it's like dope. It's gonna make you come back for some more. She can't stop eating.
I can't, and I'm telling you, like, this lemon butter sauce. Did you put crack in this?
No, it's just edible dope. It's love. Love is dope. We put love in every bite. That's how we doing. We doing our part every day.
My show is open-minded conversations with dope-ass individuals.
Exactly. And for just to throw this out there, I gotta say this, especially my Uncle G. He gonna say, why you didn't say that? So, for those who don't know, Edible Dope stands for Evolving Daily, Inspiring and Building Legacies, endlessly doing our part every day. That's why you see doing our part every day right there.
Wow. So
that's what we're doing. We're doing our part every day to, make the world spin. Just like you got to do your part to do these interviews. Mm-hmm. Y'all got, studio here. Y'all got to do y'all part to let people come record and do whatever y'all do here. And even the fireman, he got to do his part to go put out the fires, save people. So that's what we doing at Edible Dope.
Man.
You asked me that question. I forgot you asked me that question. In 3 words, that's what you said. Describe my cooking style in 3 words. Unique. Comfy.
Comfy. Ooh, that sounds like good. It sounds.
Yeah, like How you turn this plate there? You can sit down with that. You can get up and watch the show.
I'm gonna drink this when the camera go off.
You know what I mean? You sit down and watch whatever show you're watching, and boom, you comfortable. You just eating that, you gonna fall asleep right after that.
So one more word.
One more word. Fresh, because I always use fresh ingredients.
I would say, oh my God, y'all. It's
Yeah.
broccoli in here too. I love broccoli.
Yeah, we don't do nothing out no can.
And quinoa, y'all. It's my heart.
You know what I mean?
Okay, what does your journey say about your purpose? Is what I was trying to say. And what do you feel is your purpose?
What does my journey say about my purpose? And what is my purpose? What do I feel is my purpose?
Yeah.
I feel my purpose is to like be there for people, like helpful. Like I'm a helpful person where like if somebody called me and they need something, like I can barely know you, but if we're just cool and you like really in need and I'm available, I'm gonna come and help you. You know, I'm gonna come, you know, if you had your tire was messed up or something and you said, and you ain't have nobody else to call, you said, man, hey look, can you come help me? I'm gonna come help you, you know, I'm gonna be there for you. So I feel like my purpose is just to be helpful, be available.
Positive impact on people.
Yeah. And my journey has showed me that really like I'm more than what I give myself credit for. So that's the main thing. Like believe in yourself more. It's bigger than what you think it is. So it's like
that's deep. That's a gem, y'all.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out what that is, but yeah, it's something bigger than what I'm just not that I'm thinking little, but from what I think it is, it's much bigger than that. Like, I hope that's making sense.
No, I definitely get it. There's a bigger picture.
Yeah, I just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, it's just like they say that clarity comes with action. And so the more you pursue your dreams, the path is just going to continue to unfold in front of you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So how do you stay grounded and connected to your purpose in an industry that can be chaotic, demanding, subjective? Because like what if somebody's like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't, you know, I'd rather go eat at McDonald's. What if somebody said that to you? How do you stay grounded? Like, you know, like how do you just like...
I hope you enjoy your Big Mac. Enjoy your Big Mac. You know, for number ones, and it's more recently, you know, God, you know, praying more, keeping the faith, and knowing that He ain't gonna let me fail. You know, I've been learning that. I swear He teaches me that every week. Like, I got you, you know, so my family, my loved ones, you know, they keep me
They remind you of
together.
who you are.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely my Uncle G. I gotta sing him out, specifically my Uncle G. We have a lot of personal business talks and stuff like that. So he be opening my eyes to stuff because he's a real, like, he would call himself a nerd, but he's like a real information guy. So definitely gotta give him some singling.
Shine.
Yeah, gotta give him some shine for sure.
That's very interesting. What is your go-to comfort meal after a long day of cooking? For you, like what is your go-to?
For me, oh man, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm the type that'll go and make a surf and turf dinner for somebody, and then I'll go and eat a hot link sandwich with barbecue sauce and cheese and pickles. toast the bread a little bit in the oven.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's good. You could have brought me that. No, this is good though.
I mean,
No, I'm
that's the thing. Like I eat so basic. I mean, I like stuff like that too. But if I'm like just after a while, I'm like I don't feel like cooking. Throw this link in real quick. Throw the bread in the oven. And put this little sandwich together. Grab some chips. It'll be all right. Or I go Jack in the Box. I like Jack in the Box or Whataburger.
Really?
Yeah. But on my broke nights, I'd be like, nah, I ain't trying to spend that. Gonna get that link sandwich for sure.
That's interesting that someone who made something like this would go home and just have a link sandwich.
Or a bowl of cereal, Captain Crunch Berries. That's
okay.
that's my 3
They call me the cereal killer.
That's my 3 a.m. What's your favorite cereal?
Dang, it's just so hard. But I like
What's number 1? Like,
the sugar bear cereal. What's that called? That's number 1 for me.
Sugar Bear?
What is it called? Sugar Snaps? No, not Snaps.
Sugar Snaps?
Not Sugar Snaps. The one with the sugar bear on it. I don't know.
Golden Crisp?
Yeah, that's what
Oh
it
man,
is.
that's my uncle Charles. His favorite cereal.
That cereal's so good,
That's
man.
a classic right there.
I can eat that just dry. Like, it's so good.
She took me back with that one. Okay. I can get with him. I'm not gonna lie, I can get with him.
Like, you know, some people like, when he says whipped cream, handcuffs, like, look, do you feel like people incorporate foods like fruits and stuff like that to...
Yeah, you have to. You gotta have some strawberries or something. Some whipped cream, you know. Am I giving up too much information?
You gotta let the guys know.
Gotta get a little chocolate, you know, get us some chocolate syrup or something on there. You know, you gotta make it fun.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't make a banana split out of it, you know, something, I don't know what's wrong. You gotta be able to make a banana split out of it or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I got a question. What are 5 goals for the next 5 years to get you where you want to be?
5 goals. I gotta go home. I'm Nigerian, so I've never been to Nigeria. My dad's from Benin City, Nigeria. So I gotta get there. That's number 1. Number 2, I guess like it has to do with travel again, but I just want to go and learn other cultures as far as getting over there. Like I'm really into Japanese culture, really into, I've been studying Argentine food for a while now and I'm really into it. So I would love to go to those places and really learn like how they make their cuisines.
So do you see yourself like having a restaurant or a food truck?
Not in 5 years though, and I don't want a restaurant right now because it's so demanding, time demanding, and I still have so much to learn in the food industry. So I feel like I need to move around and learn my craft outside of just Texas, you know, outside of just Texas, Louisiana, either United States. Like I want to learn everything, and then, because I don't want to just have soul food. You know, I want to have a nice blend of everything. But like you said, that's like a Mediterranean, Argentine, African, of course, Japanese. You know, I want to have a nice blend. So a restaurant is more like, for me, I'm 33, so I think a restaurant is like, you know, if Lord let me see 50, you know, then maybe in my 50s, then I can like have a real solid restaurant. But as far as right now, food truck, of course, something I can travel in, move around, more private dinners. I would love to do something for a celebrity, for like a actor or something like that. I'm a big Will Smith fan, so.
Really?
If I could go and cook for Will Smith, I feel like
He's a Libra.
It's like a dream come true. You know, yeah, I love Will Smith.
Yeah, he's a Libra. I'll say that. How do you feel like your sign? Are you your true sign? Like, do you feel like you're a true? Because we were talking. He's a Scorpio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we could be the best.
I love Scorpios. I love y'all. Shout out to Adri.
Shout out to her because she loves us.
Yeah, I love Scorpios. But do you feel like your sign kind of plays a role in how you pursue and why you pursue what you do?
No, because I don't know too much about.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know. I just have to ask.
I read sometimes about it, but I don't know if it plays a part in that. I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like whatever sign I would have been, I probably would have.
Still went after this because it was destined.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me see. What's the craziest event you've ever experienced in your career?
Crazy in what way?
So, like, you said you host private events. Have you ever had anything crazy happen at a private event?
Yeah, I don't want to say it's crazy, but it was it was like this group, it was like a group of ladies, and it was a big party. It was a big old party. It was dudes there and stuff, and it was just. This was a bunch of freaks. They ain't gonna lie. It was
Oh, wow.
It was freaky. It was.
So what were they doing?
I don't know. I was outside cooking. I just know the way they was talking like, you know, hey, they you know, they was flirty and this and that. They coming, they trying to. I had my boy with me because he was running the snow cone machine. So they all on him and all this and that.
Was it like that episode of Martin where they went to that swingers house?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
It was like that. Yeah, it was like that because they was. I don't know what they did after we left, but they was on
some freaky shit.
They was on some freaky shit. They was freaks, and they was this is an older crowd too, so they was
That was even freakier.
Yeah.
Y'all can keep that to yourselves.
They was getting it in, whatever.
I'm just kidding. We all gonna be old one day.
Yeah.
Let them have their freak money.
Hey, if it still work, use it.
So let me see. This is gonna be my last question, I think.
Okay.
Where can people find you for catering, for private events, or say if you're out, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell us, how do we find you?
Edible Dope Chef on Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Twitter. I don't understand. I will never understand Twitter.
Me neither.
So I don't have Twitter. But Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat if people have it. I don't have TikTok because I refuse to download another social media. But maybe I'll get one soon, but it's going to be Edible Dope Chef if it is one. But yeah, website coming soon, edibledope.com. That's coming soon. We're working on it right now. And you can find me anywhere out in Dallas with my little griddle and my 2 tables, cooking and stuff.
Really? Okay.
That's how I do, you know, if I'm not at home, you know, cooking from the house or, you know, whenever I rent a kitchen or whatever. But yeah, Edible Dope Chef. You know, you type that in Google, it's gonna pop up my Facebook because I'm the only one. So yeah.
And I have him on my page. Check him out.
ConvoWithLo.
ConvoWithLo.
Yes.
This has been a pleasure. I'm gonna eat this right here, right now.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like she's been fighting it.
I have been. I feel like I'm sitting here and I'm just like, okay.
Cause she's working, so
I gotta be at work, you know.
Yeah.
But it's time now, y'all.
It's time.
All right. Peace.
Thank you for having me, Lo.
I appreciate you for coming, and I appreciate you for bringing me food. And y'all, I'll be wearing that chicken suit in October.
Yeah.
All right.
The yellow one.
The yellow one. So if y'all can find it for me and
ship it to me.
Yeah, ship it to me.
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you can just hit me up on Instagram and I'll send you like a P.O. box or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.